Ah, sweet youth gone forever. What we're looking at today is a 62 drive-in, or what's left of the 62 drive-in. Many of us old-time residents remember the old entrance point here. You'd sit there, snuggle up with your girlfriend, get to the window, pay a couple dollars, then you drive right into the old drive-in, and oh my God, what's happened here? There's no screen. There's no the chintzy radio. The sound system is gone. Today behind me, or looking behind me, is the 62 drive-in. This is the 62 drive-in. Huge wide screen. I know you can't see it, but if you've ever been to a drive-in, you can imagine it in your mind. Beautiful white screen up there, a little playground in front of the screen. You got the little individual poles with the sound system on. Always sound like a cheap transistor radio. And don't forget the concession stand. Yes, sir, the concession stand. They sell those great greasy barbecue sandwiches. Cokes, about 107 ounces of Coke in one big cup. Right here is the old entrance. You drive up, pay a couple bucks. Who knows what movie's playing there? Probably Sorority Babes from the planet Vongu, and maybe a couple of John Agar features. Not to mention, I saw Airport 1975 here. Now that's a great drive-in movie. Yes, sir. Now, if you see over here, there's a hill over there. We're going to get that here. The nice thing about it, a lot of us used to actually, capitalism at its best is knowing how to thwart the economic forces in this country. So someone would park the car, and short of getting in the trunk or getting a free ride, what you do is walk right over the hill. Of course, there were a lot of little holes we all used to fall into, but it didn't matter, because once you made it to the safety of the car, it was well worth it. Oh, drive-in. It's a part of Americana that just won't exist anymore. The Grove Drive-in in Springdale. For a while, it was being used as a swap shop. I think the Grove's been totally dismantled now. The 112 Drive-in is the last drive-in in this area. The 112 used to be the 71 that was on North College. Then it moved because Walmart wanted to build a store there. Ironically enough, this is going to be the site of a Walmart supercenter. That's what the Fayetteville economy needs, is a Walmart supercenter. That was tongue in cheek. Oh, the memories of a drive-in, the memories of a drive-in. I got engaged, by the way, in 1976 at the Grove Drive-in to Cheryl Ann Phillips. Haven't seen her for almost 20 years, but it was a nice engagement while it lasted. You'd come in, the screen would always be dark, but it didn't matter because you'd come and you'd bring your beer, bring your candy, bring your food, bring your lawn chair, sit in the back of the pickup truck, and just watch these great movies. The Planet of the Apes film festivals were great. Dirty Harry film festivals were great for drive-ins. Springdale was the home of a rather famous drive-in. It was called Tri-City. What the Springdale drive-in was the only outdoor porno theater I've ever seen. So you pay a couple bucks for a carload, get in and watch these real high-class porn flicks on a small screen. You pick up the sound on your AM radio. With the advent of the VCR, and to be able to rent movies, Tri-City bit the dust. One day it just wasn't there anymore. And the home VCR, movies you can go down to Curry's or Movies to Go or anywhere, check out a movie, well, it precludes the need for a drive-in. I don't know. Do you think we've really gone beyond the need for a drive-in?
No!
Hey, that's right. Thank you, Manny Anderson, my camera person. I think drive-ins are an important part of Americana. I think that drive-ins are being driven to something special about sitting in a car with someone, having your arm around them, or sitting with your family, or sitting with your friends and just drinking a couple of those 200-ounce Cokes or Pepsis they used to sell at the drive-ins, and the great greasy barbecue sandwiches. There's just something about that. The feeling of community and camaraderie at a drive-in. And all the necking. Let's not forget the necking. You can't do that indoor theater. I've tried. And it's just, when you think about drive-ins, I mean, you have these pleasant memories of youth. Your parents used to take you to the drive-in. It was Saturday night. Let's go to the drive-in. You don't have that sense of community in an indoor theater. You don't have the sense of community when you go down and rent Daughters of the Dust or Never Cry Wolf or Sorority Monsters from Planet Vongu. You don't get this when you go to your video store. The drive-in was the great cultural leveler. And as you can see, this is what's happening. This is what's been happening to drive-ins across America for the last 15, 20 years. There was a phase for a while where drive-ins were used as churches. So when they weren't being used to show sleazy movies at night, churches were meeting at drive-ins. It's nice, it's sad. I just think that maybe what the world doesn't need is another Walmart. Maybe one or two drive-ins should just be left as museum pieces. Because once all drive-ins are gone, all you're going to see are pictures in the encyclopedia. Somewhere in America, there should be at least one drive-in, maintained by the state as a museum. Have a couple 57 Chevys in the back, a couple waxwork figures, you know, carrying drinks from a concession stand. I just think that we're losing a small, intimate part of ourselves when the last drive-in is covered over. When this area is covered with cement and concrete, maybe a year from now, and there's thousands of cars here looking for blue light specials, I don't think the cultural area will be enriched. I miss drive-ins. I miss the 62 drive-in. Mr. Go drive-in, where I got engaged. Miss the 71, which actually by now is the 112 drive-in. A lot of us old-timers never could call it the 112. We always call it 71. Once the last drive-in is covered up, once the last drive-in is gone, it's a small part of America dies as well. I don't know. I have a lot of pleasant memories of drive-ins. Just sitting in the car with your friends, drinking a beer, drinking a Coke, watching a movie, talking to people, visiting people in other cars. The problem with America today is we're too insulated. All of our pleasures are solitary. It's kind of like an we have a cultural intellectual masturbation. We don't do things as a community anymore. We don't do things as a group. That's what we need. We need group activities. Drive-in, as cheap and cheesy as they were, was the ultimate group activity. We got together, we had friends, we all came together and just went to the drive-in. I'm just a little bit saddened by what I see here today. I mean, not enough to start crying, but I don't know. I guess it's a case of you had to have been there. You don't know if you've never been to a drive-in, you don't know what I'm talking about. But a lot of people have been to drive-ins and really remember them. But when the last drive-in goes, all there'll be is a notation in the encyclopedia. World Book Encyclopedia, Encyclopedia Britannica. Drive-ins, where communities went en masse to watch movies, to be entertained, to be part of each other's lives. I just think we're losing touch with something basic in ourselves when the more solitary pleasures we embrace. I think somewhere in this country, every state, there needs to be a drive-in, somewhere where the old feelings can still be engendered. You go and sit with your friends and talk and laugh out loud. You can't do that at a regular movie. You can't do that in your house. People tell you to shut up. But you can do it at a drive-in. You can go and stand in line and buy those big 87-ounce Cokes. Drive-ins are part of America. I'm sorry to see them go.